All right. Hey, everybody. This is the Who's Riding Shotgun show, and I want to go around the room just a second to say hello to everyone. We've got Tasha Butterfield.
Hi.
And we have Michael Mapes.
Hi.
And we have Alexia Anastasio.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah.
And what I want to do is introduce all of you, let you talk about your businesses, and I want to know how you're using YouTube as well. But we're just going to have a natural conversation. This is not anything difficult or anything like that. Thank you, Miss Graham down there. I think your name's Stephanie. She typed. You can see where she typed my name in the front, and what happened was it popped up a big window for me. So that's actually a good way to get my attention. Anyway, I wanted to welcome you all here and thank you so much for coming on the show. Typically every week we pick a topic that's similar between the guests, and we don't get real technical or anything, but it is something that we all have to use in our businesses when we're working online like this. So we can go into some of the things we use YouTube for and whatever else. So if you don't mind, Michael, would you like to go first and tell us about you, your website, your business, what you're doing?
Yeah, definitely. Well, 5 years ago, I was living in my mom's basement, completely broke. I had no job. I had no car. I didn't answer my phone because the only people who called me were creditors. And those were not the kind of friends that I wanted. And one day I woke up and I just made a decision. I have to change my life. The riskiest thing I could do is spend, one more minute living like this. And so I packed a bag. I called a taxi cab. I went to my friend's house and I said, if you let me stay here, I promise I will figure things out. And at that time, I had a business that dealt with intuition and teaching people how to become more intuitive. And I started studying marketing and I got coaching and I really learned how to grow that business. Through the course of all of that, people started asking me, what is it that you did to get your name out there? And I just started helping these people for free and giving them advice and knowledge. And what I realized was I felt very called to help the conscious entrepreneurs of the world, people who want to make money, but also make a big difference. And that's what it is that we do today. We help those entrepreneurs achieve three things: wealth, impact, and personal fulfillment. Because to me, if you're not having those three things in your business, then just go get a job. And that's what we do. And the way that we do it is through the combination of practical sales and marketing and a series of wealth alignment principles, which are really spiritual principles to live by. We've just taken them and applied them to wealth, because both in business and in spirituality and in anything else in your life, when you follow the fundamentals, things tend to work. When you follow what you know to be true, things tend to work. And when you don't, they don't. So that's what we do.
So how is it that you go about doing your business? How do you get your clients? What are you teaching them? How are you helping them?
Yeah, definitely. Well, in the beginning, I just got my clients one by one doing every single thing that I could. And if there's anybody out there, you're so talented, you have all of these gifts, you have all of these expertise, but you don't have any clients, or the clients that you do have are not the clients that you want, I would say figure out a way to ask somebody every single day to pay you. In the beginning, that was all I did. I networked, I connected with people one-on-one through social media. I asked my friends and family if they knew anybody. I just did whatever I could to make sure every week, at a minimum, I asked 5 people to work with me. Today, it's a little bit different. We've grown our business primarily through speaking and live events.
I saw some pictures on your website. I saw some pictures or on your Facebook or something of you speaking. So you must do that quite a bit.
Absolutely. I mean, for us and our business, that's just what tends to work, because our people tend to be so sensitive. So they're so inundated with free trainings. They're so inundated with all of the stuff that's out there. And then, we do a lot of supporting things as well, networking. We do a lot of sponsorship, social media, and all of that.
Alexia disappeared, and then Tasha disappeared, but here she comes. Oh, and there she goes again. Hold on. It keeps moving everybody around the screen. So who's your target market, Michael? Who are you dealing with?
Yeah, so we work with I call them conscious entrepreneurs. So they're people who want to make money in their business, but they also want to make a difference in the world. And sometimes that difference is huge and global. One of my clients started the first vegan fashion company in the world. And sometimes that mission is they want to do something in their own community, or they want to have more money so they can give back to charity. But all of my clients have some kind of bigger purpose or bigger mission that's trying to emerge. So if you're in that kind of social entrepreneurship category, that's really who we focus on.
Now, how many people do you have working with you?
So privately each year, I work with around 10 people. So 10. And then in our programs, at any given time, we have between 50 and 100 people. And we have programs from self-study programs and programs that you can do on yourself to longer, more intensive group programs and everything in between.
Do you have staff that helps you with everything?
I do. I have a business manager who runs a lot of the day-to-day of my business at this point. And that what I really want people to hear is if you're an entrepreneur, I know in the beginning you have to do everything. So did I. I was in there loading on blogs and tweets and going to the networking meeting and writing the contracts and running the payments and all of that. But at some point, you've got to become the force behind your business. So a lot of my time is really spent strategic vision for the company, bringing in clients and money because I'm still the best one to do that, and then making sure our current clients are taken care of. And then I have someone else who helps me with coaching our clients, and then we have 2 part-time people that help with social media and just various administrative things.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, it does take, so you've definitely taken some time on this because it takes a while until you can get to that point where you have a process that you can hand to someone. And until then, it's just like crazy left and right, doing everything. And then even when you do have assistants at first, you're not sure exactly what to give to them. So
absolutely. I mean, I was one of those people where I didn't want to be boring. I didn't want to be inside the box. So I didn't have any systems or any structure in my business because that was corporate. That was what my parents did. That was what everyone else did. And I know there are so many people out there, but the thing is, healthy structure that's really allowing you to use your gifts supports creativity. So I think that's exactly right. And the thing is, you could take programs, you can get advice, but you still have to test all of this out for your business.
Mm-hmm, you do. So what are you doing with YouTube? Are you recording your speaking engagements, or are you doing other educational things to get people engaged with you?
We do both. We record our speaking gigs and then we drip them out over the year so that people can get content. And that would be tip number 1 for YouTube and any content is repurpose what you have. You don't always have to be creating something new. 99% of your audience hasn't even heard it yet. They haven't even seen it. So if you put a lot of effort in to get video, an hour of video, day of video, have someone edit that into smaller pieces so you can use it. And then, so we do a lot with our live events, and then we just do things when we want to get content out, when we have something that we want to share with our list or something that we think is valuable. And I've also found that when you're marketing something like an event, it's so important to do video, to do audio, to do multiple things, not because somebody necessarily watches the video and then clicks the link to buy, but because it's another touch that contributes to the cumulative overall effect of your marketing. So somebody sees the video, sees the newsletter, gets a phone call, then sees something on social media, then they buy.
They know who you are. They have to know, like, and trust. So you always hear that, know, like, trust. And it's real. It's true. So many people make the mistake of thinking, well, I'm just going to run a Facebook ad and I'm going to make all this money. And then it's like, well, no, not really. You're probably going to lose a lot of money, to be honest with you, if you look at it that way. So I had somebody the other day, it was mind-blowing to me. They'd never run an ad before. They had no idea what was going to be the result of it. And they were like, I really want to get 2,000 people to do this. And then I want 200 of them to do this. And then I just went, oh, crickets, I'm not really, I'm like, you got a lot to do, a lot to learn, because it takes a lot to get that going. And it's beautiful to be able to have YouTube out there where you've got your videos that just sit there. And I know Tasha's going to tell us something about how hers just sit there and accumulate traffic without her doing anything. And it's awesome. And so,
and Sally, can I just say one last thing that I really want to make sure that just is kind of my message for everyone. Mm-hmm. There are so many ways to be accessible to your audience right now. And in some ways that's amazing because people can see that you're human. They can see that you have a sense of humor. They can see that you care. They can see that you're warm. But don't forget that your main goal, if you want to get sales quickly and make money fast in your business, is not just to cultivate value. It's not just to cultivate entertainment. It's not just to give information. It is to cultivate influence. So I would just encourage people, when you're thinking of making videos, are you being influential? Are you establishing that credibility that's going to cause someone to say, I want to listen to that person. That person's a trusted advisor.
Right, right. Or somebody who can crochet anything.
Yeah, that would not be me.
We have someone on here who does. So, all right. Thank you so much. And of course, we're not done. We have some questions, I'm sure, because I want to know. I got to figure out how to get somebody to subscribe to my videos and have it like on the video itself. You know how you add that little bar?
Mm-hmm.
I know that there's some like miracle kid out there who knows how to do this, and he's got some great videos on telling you how to do it. But Lord, I have no time. I have no time to figure these things out anymore. All right. So who wants to go next? Alexia, you shook your head.
I guess I can go.
Tell us who you are, what you do. And Michael, in the meantime, if you'll take a look at the chat box and make sure you say hello to anybody that comes in and type in how people can get in touch with you. I know you put something in the prior chat, but go ahead and do that again. If anybody wants to get in touch with Michael or go look at his YouTube channel or whatever, just put your links over there so that we can have that. It stays with the Blab. So anyway, Alexia, go ahead. Tell us.
Yeah, I'm a filmmaker and coach. I specifically teach about crowdfunding, and I use YouTube to have fun. And especially when doing a crowdfunding campaign, it's super helpful to have people look at something fun, entertaining, inspiring, versus you saying like, "Hey, I have a project and I need money."
Right, right. Right.
So having some sort of value and showing that in video is that exactly what Michael was saying, that human factor. You're not some big studio making, for me and many of my students, we're not big studios making a movie. Right. We're independent people making art.
So give me an example of like what video you would have out there.
So I can give you a couple examples. So one, my first experience crowdfunding was in 2010, way in the beginning of the crowdfunding era.
Yes, way
way in the beginning. And you had to get an invite to use Kickstarter, and I got an invite. Okay. And it was an 88-day campaign. You can't even have an 88-day campaign anymore. I didn't know if I was going to make it. And I was like literally breaking plates like in a Lifetime movie. And this music video contest came along, and I'm like, okay, I'm taking a break. I'm submitting to this music video contest. I dressed up like a cow, and it was like a Bob Dylan-esque with like words and me dancing, and it was a blast. And I got all of my friends to vote. I won the audience award. I won $300, and it boosted up my morale, you know. Yeah. And everybody was looking. I'm like, oh, and then they saw Alexia's doing a campaign, and I got more donations. And I'm like, oh, funny videos. So I ended up doing more funny videos with like me dressing up like, you know, Katy Perry and with a puppet and
I need to see this. You need to put the links over there.
They're all on my YouTube. those are the first ones I did, and they were so much fun. that so for my next campaign, which was a documentary about women with natural red hair, and I'm still finishing up that film now.
Oh,
it's a big project. It's a documentary and a photo book. So for this one,
I have 3 red-headed daughters. Perfect. Yes. I will need them for the yes, and yes. Okay.
So for this project, I did 1-minute updates, and I filmed this since I was on tour with my film that I was crowdfunding in 2010. It was a documentary about an Oscar-nominated animator named Bill Plimpton. So I was on tour, going to all these film festivals, and so I had my phone with me. So I would do little 1-minute updates. So I'd say, "Hi, my name is Alexia Anastasio, and I'm here with." The ginger girl would say their name, and I have one question for you, like, what do you have a lot of any redheaded siblings? And they'd be like, no, actually, people were really surprised when, I came out with red hair, and be like, well, thank you so much for sharing, and spread the ginger love. And that would be my 1-minute quick upload to YouTube, no editing, update. So I have hundreds of these. And I just put them up on my YouTube, and people would be like, "Ooh, content! I'm going to eat that," because it takes a while to do a big documentary and photo project that I eventually want to submit to like a major art publisher.
So you're doing like just little clips, like here's one, here's one, here's one. And you're sticking it all in the same playlist, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, will you do any type of editing after? Is that what you're going to do?
No.
Just it is what it is. The organic.
Yeah. The editing is for the documentary when I did the longer interviews, things like that.
Okay.
But whenever I would do a longer interview, I'd always do a little one that I would just film with my phone and upload to YouTube.
Okay. Gotcha. So these are like little promos almost, like little bitty commercials.
Teasers.
That is so cool. I love that. I love it. And just to do it right on YouTube, it makes it so easy.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And now I do, when I'm doing a lot of live streaming interviews, I have a show. I'm a content creator on another platform called Squeaky. So before I do my 30-minute interview, I'll ask them same format, one question, and say, "Hey, you can watch the whole episode live over at squeaky.com, and I'll post that in my #CreativeLife playlist." So I'll do that for that platform, and for the interviews that I do on Blab, I'll only record, say, the first 10 minutes, and I'll upload that afterwards to my YouTube.
Okay. Cool. That's cool. And then the nice thing about the Blab part is that you can edit it if you need to. You can put it over just straight to YouTube, just like it is. You can also screw up and not record it, like I did a couple weeks ago. I was like, I have done this 15 times, and I didn't record the one that was a webinar for selling something. That was the one I didn't record. I was like, oh, well, whatever. It was isn't that crazy?
And it happens. It happened the first time I was on Blab. I'm like, and I got like my favorite festival in the US, the festival director to come on board. And I'm like, this is my first interview on Blab. And I forgot to record. But that's why you do it. You just get down your system. And then after, I've done, I don't even know how many, live streaming episodes now. But you get down your system. Now it's like autopilot.
True, you do, but like Blab is still in beta stage, and so every week when I come on to do this show, because I do this show every Friday with a whole new group of people, every time I come on, something's different on the screen, something's changed, and that one day something big had changed visually, and it just threw me off, and I kept going, oh, wait, let me click that, and every time I would go over there to click it, I would mean to go click start recording, and I clicked something else. And I was like, why am I doing? I mean, that's what happened. I'm so visual. I just remember all the picture, and then it just totally screwed me up. So I didn't record. But I'm thinking now, I want to hear your opinion on this because I talk tech with people and I teach people how to do the technical stuff, how to do the back office hookups, all of that. And then I teach them the strategy of why they're doing it and then look at the analytics to see if it's working or not. And what I'm thinking about doing, I have wanted to love Periscope, and I'm sorry, people, I'm trying to love it. I'm trying. It's hard. It's hard for somebody who likes to play on the computer to love Periscope. And so I'm trying to figure out a way, though, maybe to have, it's just hard to read the comments or anything, to really truly interact. And so you just feel like you're talking forever to letters, and it's just strange. And I was wanting to do like a nighttime episode each week where people could ask me technical questions and I could answer anything I could answer in that 30 or 40 minutes once a week, every week. And I'm like, it'll be a Periscope show, right? And then I'm like, I don't know if I can do that because I think it would drive me nuts to not be able to like share my screen. And so I'm thinking I'll switch and just make it a live stream from YouTube with Google Hangouts. And then that way, if I need to share my screen, because it is a technical thing, like I can show somebody how to, find something in the back office of their MailChimp, then that's what I'll do.
Yeah, and you don't know the next week that won't be available on Blab.
I know. That's the thing. I'll probably come in next week. Next week, the topic is LinkedIn. And I'm really excited about that because I'm just starting to get into LinkedIn and I'm using some of the tricks I'm learning, but I still am not heavy on that platform, but I want to know about it. And so I have a feeling when I show up next week to start the show that something's going to be different and I might be able to share my screen. And if I can, I'll be really excited because there's a really cool trick you can show people on how to connect with people really, really easily and for free. Yeah.
I'll be here for that. Easy and free, yes.
Easy. Well, that's the thing. I love to teach easy and free because I hate it. I mean, I pay for a lot of different programs and I've got to go through and analyze them. My goal is by January 1st, I want to know which programs I really need to keep paying for and which ones I need to ditch. And, so we'll see. Maybe. All right. Well, thank you so much. I really, really I want to see what you're doing. So make sure, did you put your thing? You've got Forever Bliss Crochet. I can't wait to hear from Tasha. I know all about Tasha because we did a webinar a couple of months ago together. And your Alexia Anastasio is yet going to be, will that easily get to your YouTube as well? Will you have a place to find it through there? Because that'll be good. All right. So, Tasha, give me an update. How are the alpacas?
Oh, alive and fluffy.
Yay.
Yeah. Well, I'm a professional crochet teacher and alpaca rancher. I do have a cold right now, so you'll have to just bear with me. It's all right. But I started teaching crochet about 5 years ago, simply because somebody asked me to and was willing to pay me to do it. And it just kind of is bloomed into this huge thing that now I'm pursuing as a career. And crochet is really the reason I got into alpacas because they grow a luxury fiber that is just absolutely phenomenal, and I wanted to make my own yarn. So now I have a herd of 22, and this hopefully today, I don't know, maybe early next week, I'll be closing on a property just for them. They've been staying on a friend's farm for the last 3 years. And I've been looking for 4 years for a property, and I finally found an almost perfect place, just 9 miles from my home, where someday I will also build a house. And 3 years ago is when I started my YouTube channel, and that idea just came up. It was meant to really just be a resource for the students in my live classes. So that they could be reminded how to do whatever we learned in the last session and kind of stick with it. And I put up 3 videos. I had really good intentions to keep going. But, you know, life happens and not all of our intentions we get to follow through on. So it sat there for over a year on the back burner. I kind of forgot about it. And I started getting emails from viewers of some of the videos expressing their thanks that I put them up. And so I went and checked on the channel, and I had like 300 subscribers, 12,000 views for 3 videos that were over a year old.
I love it.
And I thought, okay, I must have really been onto something here.
Yeah, hello.
So this year has been all about taking the content of my live classes and putting them online for people who either don't have access to crochet classes or don't have time in their schedule to attend classes.
Yeah.
So creating an environment where they still have a teacher to ask questions, to check their work, you know, those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
And also finding my niche within that industry, because a lot of people who learn crochet now learn on YouTube with free videos.
Yeah.
And it's great that those are there, and it's great that they're free. The disadvantage is that it's just like one little piece, one skill that is not related to any other skill. So what I do is connect them all together like you would in a live class, so it all makes sense.
Okay.
And I'm a self-taught crocheter. I taught myself from the back of a book 13 years ago, which was before the days of YouTube. So I know what it's like to teach yourself and teach yourself wrong. And that's what still happens with YouTube. People are still teaching themselves and not building a strong foundation from the beginning, because no one's there to check their work and to give them tips. So that's the premise of all that. And I've started to put more content on my channel. I just looked, it started September 13th. I put up a video that says the channel's getting an upgrade. I changed the name to Forever Bliss Crochet and kind of laid out the vision. Yeah. So it's exactly 2 months ago I started doing that. I have 450 subscribers now and over 30,000 views. I've been, what's it called when you do one video at a time? What's that term? Leaking? Anyway.
Dripping.
I thought I heard someone, maybe dripping. I thought I heard someone mention that earlier today. But I've been doing a beginning crochet mini course, which is just 7 short videos of like the essentials that you need to crochet. And I've been releasing 2 of those a week. Today is going to be the 6th one. So we'll finish up that next week. And so my plan is to release 2 videos of some kind every week for however long. I have a list that takes me into like next April or something. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. And with the website and all that stuff, I've been really playing a lot with YouTube, because that was the beginning of my online presence.
Right.
It's really how.
Now, how are you selling programs yet? Are you at that point? You're still selling?
No.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, but you'll start doing that, right?
Yeah. I have, you can get on the email list on my website, foreverblisscrochet.com. I'm in production for the paid class right now. I'm a very detailed and methodical teacher, so I give a lot of insight, a lot of tips as I teach. And the mini course really is a mini course. It really is just the essentials, whereas the paid course is just like everything that'll make you just a fabulous crocheter for the rest of your life.
Right. Well, you're obviously list building like crazy, because, you know, you've got to be, are you pulling people in with those videos, like to get on your newsletter and everything? Are they doing that?
Yeah, I've been playing with the cards and the annotations and what's under the branding, the things that like come up over your video and you can redirect people to another video, to your website. I have a handout for each of those videos of the mini course. So I'm rewriting them over to my website to get the handout, where they could find a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. And I've been doing crochet blabs. I've done a few of those. I have another one scheduled for next week. So I'm getting familiar with Blab. And those are up on the YouTube channel as well. Trying to talk about things that are not addressed.
Yeah, but it makes it really easy. Do you have guests come on your Blab that you talk to about it, or do you just get on there yourself?
I schedule one person to be on there with me.
Okay.
Now, I've tried Periscope, but I'm not someone who can just talk to myself. I'm not really good at that. I'm not good at just watching comments, and I feel like I'm just talking to myself. Whereas with Blab, I can get at least one person on with me, and I'm having a conversation with them. If other people join and they have questions or they want to hop on an open seat, that works a whole lot better for me. So that's why I've been using the Blab platform instead. So I find someone who wants to join me, and I find a topic that they are passionate about related to crochet, and then that's what we discuss.
So do you actually do any demos right there on the Blab, or no? You talk about it?
We just talk about stuff. Yeah, I've done like, how do you go from beginner to confident? What are the steps that you should pursue? Or the common struggles of the self-taught crocheter. Just talking about stuff, because YouTube is full of demonstrations, but there's not a lot of conversation going on where people can actually ask something or realize that they're not alone in the way they feel about something or a struggle that they have.
Yeah.
That is a brilliant point, if I can just interject. That is so brilliant, because I run in the other direction of anything DIY, no matter how many videos or demonstrations, because I'm just not like, I'm a person, I need a lot of context, a lot of like explaining it to me. It's something that I haven't done. And I had never thought about that, but that is so profound that there are so many how to do A, B, C, and you're creating other content that's like the context that you might need to do A, B, and C. I think that's brilliant.
Well, and you're talking about crochet. I mean, think about, this is like so different from filmmaking or from motivational speaking or from tech teaching as well. You know, I do DIY teaching, but I also do private coaching with helping people on the screen, for the technical hookup. So it's, everything we're doing is very different, completely different fields of expertise on in the room right now, but we can all use YouTube and Blab and all these other platforms to be able to get our message across. And it's not necessarily, I mean, yes, this is video, but we're having conversation, and that conversation is just as important as the broadcast itself. So, there's so much more meaning behind all of that. Now, Tasha, there was something I wanted to ask you. It went through my mind, and now I've lost it. Oh, it was something I wanted to get an update on from you. I can't remember. Oh, I might think of it in a second. So I know you're okay. Let me think through. We talked before. We talked through the alpacas, and we talked through the classes online, and then I've seen some of your stuff, by the way, and it's amazing. I've looked at your site. It was pretty amazing. You've made a lot of progress in the last couple of months, because when we first got on, you were just...
I didn't even have a website.
No, you didn't. So it's been amazing. I have absolutely loved meeting all of you people online, all of you, all these other people, and watched how things have changed so drastically in such a short period of time. It just shows you, it gives you the confidence that you can actually do something with your life that you create, that you start with. Oh, I know exactly what it was now. Okay. So, when we were doing that exercise on our trying to find our ideal client in that class, we've been in a class together. And so this was an exercise I think this particular exercise is why I discovered Tasha and thought, ooh, I want to know what you're doing, because it sounds really interesting. We had done this mind map with MindMeister. Did you use MindMeister?
Yeah.
That program? And I'm obsessed with those now, by the way. I use them in everything. But we created this map that it put us in the middle of it, And then we had all these different aspects of our life shooting off of the middle point. And one of the things was, you know, what do you like to do in your free time? What's your play time, your hobby time, whatever. And Tasha had mentioned that she realized after she made that map of her personality, who she likes to be with, what she likes to do, all those types of things, which was this target market research type of project. She said that at the end of the day, she realized if she didn't do something that went on that creative line in her day, that she could not feel good about that day. Like that was the one thing that like centered everything for her and brought her back to feeling like even if she got tons and tons of things accomplished that day, she did not really feel accomplished unless she did that one creative thing. And that made me realize that I'm very similar too. No, it's not B School. We were in Kimra Luna's Be True Brand You program, but well, we're still in it.
Yeah, forever.
Forever. We're a lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
We were the first ones to jump in the pool. So anyway, just that made me realize too that when I look at that corner of my own personal map, that I'm the same way. If I don't, you know, do something creative that comes from that particular question that we had, then I don't feel like my day is doing really well, you know? And mine's usually ending the night playing about 5 or 10 piano pieces to practice before I go to bed. So I thought that was really cool. Now, what are people saying over here? Use iPhone. I guess, Michael, you're over here. You're monitoring this, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit. Someone just wanted to know what camera works best. I can just answer it for me. We use just iPhone. We have a tripod for it. That works really well.
Yeah.
We do have some professionally produced video. I think if you're doing something like a live event like we are, it can be well worth to invest in professional video for something like that because there's so many lighting decisions and stuff. But you don't have to. You can still get someone to hold up an iPhone and get different 5-minute clips here and there that you can use. But somebody else may have more expertise on that than me.
Yeah. Does anybody... So do you guys have a lot of subscribers, all of you? Because you all seem to be very into the YouTube.
I have
no idea.
I have 315 subscribers at the moment, and I have 150,000 views.
I'm going to go look. You got me.
Yeah. And it builds a lot faster while you're doing it. And I have friends who have reached to the 10,000 mark. And then after you reach 10,000, it goes even faster. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they have 10,000 and a couple months later, they have 30,000. And then I have attached to YouTube influencers to my film. They have 400,000 subscribers.
Wow.
So, and they've been doing it for 2 or 3 years. So they do 6 videos a week.
That's
just about putting in the work, very specific.
I know for us, we're getting ready to launch something new where we will, so to be announced, that where we'll be focusing a lot more on this exact metric. But I would say, you know, if you don't have a ton, don't get too discouraged. Like mainly what I've used mine for is to send out to my list, you know, where we have thousands of people, and out on social media where we have thousands of people. And I remind even the person on my team who handles social media, keep using those, keep recycling those, keep putting those back, because even if people don't always click them, like especially on something like Facebook, they see the graphic. And if they see a graphic of you and a play button, that automatically elevates you above just words on a page because you're out there in a different way and you're being visible. So there's a lot of ways that this all plays into how your customers are perceiving you that you may not be able to track, but yet there's still an impact that it's having.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, I've got a client who really works with people in person more than she does online, but she's moving towards that with online, and she's trying to increase her presence. And every day she has some sort of quote from the universe, and it's always a neat quote, and people like it and share it and all of that. But I'm trying to encourage her. I'm like, okay, look, you're in my program. You're taking this course. Go learn how to do these graphics in this, thing right here. And let's talk about that, because you can put that quote on the graphic, first of all. And that's going to get more attention just visually than just the writing that you've done. And then next, after that, I want to encourage her to actually get out the video camera and sit down and record a bunch in a row, and then have a way to release those out every day or every couple days on her Facebook, or Twitter or whatever, so that people will see her face. Because when people see you talking, you become a real person. Otherwise, you are literally text on a page or a picture, and it's not the same. Video is so effective. All right. Well, does anybody have anything else you want to talk about or mention before we go? I'm going to go have my Friday sandwich after this.
I definitely want to mention that you can, speaking to what Michael said of repurposing content, using that same videos and post it native on Facebook and get more views, and using those videos, especially with the video views, Facebook ads, because that's much cheaper than any other Facebook ads, at least that I know of so far.
That's true. And the fact that you're talking about native Facebook, what that means for anybody who doesn't understand, posting it to YouTube is one thing. Sharing the link from YouTube to Facebook is not as effective on Facebook as loading it directly to Facebook. So yes, when you're uploading to YouTube, that's one thing, but also upload it to your page, on your business page on Facebook, so that it's there for you. And I don't know. I don't think you can turn anything off, though, on your Facebook page. Like, you know how on YouTube you can make it private, turn it on or off if you wanted to. But on, if you were trying to strategize with when you release something, but like on Facebook, you just load it up. It's just there.
Well, yeah, you can pre-schedule it.
You can pre-schedule it, but you can't turn it off without just deleting it. Like if you didn't want someone to find it later, if it was something that was strategic and you were trying to go through selling. I don't know if you guys go through this, but I go through these hustle periods of like selling a program all the time. So that's what I mean by that.
Yeah, I think you'd have to delete it.
Right. You'd have to delete it if it was on Facebook organically. Now, does anybody know about, I know this is off the subject there, but what about Twitter? Do you have to load organically to Twitter, or can you, because you can get things on Twitter from other places and make it look like the video, but
well, now you could actually have a 30-second video on Twitter. So I'll do that again with my phone, where I'll film something specifically on my phone and post it right onto Twitter.
Right. But like if you scheduled it on Hootsuite, for example, and you wanted it to go out to all these places, there's just, some of that's effective and some of it's not. Depends on what channel you're going to. So, and then IFTTT. Do you guys use IFTTT?
I do.
Yes.
Do you, Michael?
No, I have no clue what that is.
It means if this, then that, and it's an app on your phone. You can also do the recipes on your computer, but it's very simple. It
is possible we do use it in my business, and I just have like that is very possible that someone is using
ask
this.
Your office manager if they know.
Send a message to Maggie right now. Are we using this?
Well, it's something that makes it really easy for you to maximize your posting efforts on social media. And there's also other ways of getting people on Twitter lists and things like that. I'm about to record a class on how to use it to put in my membership site. And so I'm taking my notes.
Michael at michaelmapes.org when you make that class. Sally, please send that over to Michael at michaelmapes.org when you make that class.
Right. Well, Michael, so you're not living in your parents' basement anymore. I want to congratulate you on that.
I am not.
And Tasha, one of these days you're going to have that farm. I want to see the announcement. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
And I want to hear about this documentary too. when this redhead documentary, we got to talk because I do. I have 3 redheaded girls. So,
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And thanks for everybody in the audience. I'm sorry I didn't personally get to really say much on the side, but I think that Michael and everybody's been doing a good job of minding the chat box. So thanks for coming on. And this was the Who's Riding Shotgun Show. I'm Sally Hendrick, and my website is go-sally-go.com. If anybody has needs any kind of tech help and wants to learn how to do all of that, just let me know. And I cannot wait to see you next week, same time, same place. The subject is LinkedIn, and I have 3 brand new guests that I've never had before. So I'm really, one of them is a repeat, but anyway, I'm really excited about that. So hope to see you next week. Okay. Bye. See ya.